Okay, joining us now from London, England, Mike Baker, former CIA operative. He is starting a podcast called The President's Daily Brief on The First TV, which is one of our partners. You can watch us on The First. And Mr. Baker is starting this up. We'll get to that in a moment. I want to ask you about this terror threat because obviously this is speculation. We can't nail anything down. But there's an article in Foreign Affairs magazine. I just read it moments before coming on the air. It's by Graham Allison of Harvard, a brilliant foreign policy guy, and Mike Morrell, the former assistant of the CIA, who you might know. Do you know Morrell?
I know him. We're not friends, but we were there.
But you know who he is. Okay. So the former assistant CIA director. And they basically say that this is the highest danger right now that the United States has ever faced on a terror attack since 9/11. And as I said, it makes perfect sense. The problem is the Biden administration is not going to sound the warning because it's their fault the border is open. Am I wrong?
No. I mean, you can't. There's no other way to put this, right? Just look at the numbers, right? The statistics over the past 3 years during Biden's tenure, and the millions that have come across. Look, it's a simple top line issue, right? You can't have, and you pointed this out, you can't have national security, you can't have public security in our cities and towns across America if you don't know who's coming across the border. That's just common sense. And yet the Biden administration essentially has a failing grade on doing their primary number one job, which is the protection of the U.S. citizens. So this is a serious problem, and Mike Morrell and Graham Allison are echoing what we've been hearing now for some time from Christopher Wray over at the FBI, from the CENTCOM commander, General Kurilla. We have
There's
a real
no
problem
dissent.
on hand. Yeah.
There's no dissent. It's 100% from the FBI, the CIA, the NSA, and all the foreign policy experts that this is so dangerous. Yet the president of the United States won't even address it. So my question then becomes, how could anybody vote for a man like this? Even if you hate Trump, you think he's the worst president or the worst person in the world, Joe Biden's putting your life in danger.
Yeah, he's dropped the ball, and his administration
Not dropped the ball, Mike. It's far worse than that. He gets an intel brief every day, Biden. Does he read it? I don't know whether he reads it. But it's on his desk.
Every president treats those intel briefings differently.
Right. He knows.
They treat it differently. Yeah.
And he didn't comment at all on those arrests last week. Nothing. No. He was too busy doing whatever, raising money. I mean, it is so appalling and so dangerous.
Yeah. You can't look at what he's done and then expect him to come out and say, we have a security issue on the border.
Right.
Because it all comes back to him. So I understand he's not going to talk about it because he's created this mess. But I am glad that others are highlighting this problem. Now, you have to then follow on, right? And you would assume that if you're aware that your problem is at this level, right, that your threat level is at this heightened, that for some time now we would have been taking additional steps, and that would have meant to secure the border, to engage in actual vetting. Look, you've talked about the DACA, you've talked about the asylums. We have the mass parole program, we have the special countries. We're still allowing people in. So despite his executive order, which was performative art, there are a variety of workarounds that they have to allow more and more people.
Everybody knows it's a ruse. All you have to do is ask anybody in San Diego. Final question. You've named your podcast The President's Daily Brief. What does that mean?
Well, look, the President's Daily Brief, it's an actual thing. It goes into the White House. You alluded to it. Every morning it lands on the president's desk. Some pay very close attention to it, some less so. But it's a very brief and concise look at the key issues, most of them international, of the day. And so the President's Daily Brief podcast, which I've been fortunate enough to work on with the folks from First TV, started up in September. And it hits on 3 or 4 of the key issues happening around the world of the day. We get in, we get out. It's 20 minutes in the morning. It's 10 minutes in the afternoon. and people they can stay informed and then get on with their lives because everybody's busy trying to work and put food on the table and take care of their families. So we wanted a way to get the news out in a very sort of, here's the facts. We don't try to tell them how to think about it. We say, here's the facts, put a little context in it, and then we're out and, Bob's your uncle.
All right, how do they get it, Mike?
It's available on all podcast platforms, Spotify, all the others that are out there. Any person who's used to podcasts, just go out, get President's Daily Brief. We have an extended weekend version that's actually got moving pictures and stereophonic sound. It's very exciting. And we record that. We launch that on First TV every Friday evening, and it's available on our YouTube channel at President's Daily Brief. And I appreciate you letting me bang on about this. I'm not used to really marketing something like this, but I think it's it's great.
No, I want my audience to have as much information as possible. And I mean, you're a very credible guy, so it would be worth their while to go there. Everything is expensive these days, you know that. The government is printing trillions of dollars and consumer prices higher than ever. If the government continues its printing and spending, the dollar could continue its free fall and lose its coveted role as the world reserve currency. Let's hope that doesn't happen. But there are a few things you can do right now. American Hartford Gold can show you how to protect your money, your retirement, your hard-earned savings against inflation by helping you diversify a portion of your portfolio into physical gold and silver. Start with a short phone call, and they can have physical gold and silver delivered right to your door or put inside your 401k or IRA. So please call or text them right now. Tell them Bill O'Reilly sent you. Call 877-444-GOLD, 877-444-GOLD, or text GOLD to 65532. Again, that's 877-444-GOLD, or text GOLD to 65532. Thank you for watching the No Spin News. To watch the full episode anytime on BillO'Reilly.com, please sign up to become a premium or concierge member. Visit BillO'Reilly.com to sign up and start watching today.